Hello and welcome to Little Workroom Crafts. My name is Davina and I live in the southeast coast of the UK. Today is Monday the 23rd of May 2022 and anything that I mentioned today will be down in the description box, and anything anywhere you can find me, good start. Anywhere you can find me will also be down in the description box. I'd like to say a big welcome to everybody. Wow. Now we got all that out of the way. I think I said everything I needed to say. You know what I'm like, I remember half of it at the end, don't I? That's always me. Right, we have a lot to do today. So, I can't show you anything that's going on in the room because, wow, there is stuff everywhere at the moment. Because as you know, I am going to be vending in the with the Cambridge Yarn Festival, and next month is coming around so quickly. So it is. I am working so hard to get things ready to go up for the actual, for my slot in the show. I found out the slot today, but I don't know if I am actually allowed to tell you or not when everything is. So I'll leave that till nearer the, when we're allowed to say things. But why I've brought that up in the conversation really is because some of you might have noticed, I haven't lately had an update in my little Etsy shop. And basically what I'm doing is I'm saving, the update for the show next month, because it makes life a lot easier for me this end. And also, we all know what's going on with the world at the moment when it comes to the old finance thing. And you know that I try and help as best I can. Hang on, I've got a tissue down there. I'm not going to film. I don't believe I just did that. Anyway, so, and I thought, well, so I'm not going to have an update between now and the show, because then we can all save up, and because obviously I'm going to be watching the rest of the show, we can all save up and perhaps treat ourselves on the event itself. So anyways, enough about that. Right then, okay, as I said, it's been a lovely week. Today we've actually got rain, and we've had rain all day, and we're supposed to have rain tomorrow and Wednesday, and then Thursday, Friday it's supposed to be nice, which is really good because I have something planned for Friday. So yes, and you're going to be coming with me, so that'd be really nice. And but it has been a really busy week. Glenn and I have been pottering around in here. Elmo, as you can imagine, has been his naughty self, as always. He always has been a naughty boy. Well, he has since he's lived in this house anyway. But he's such a loving little lad. He really is. So, and also at the front of the video, I put that up on my Instagram page last week. I actually did one of my sock washes. What I call a sock wash. When it comes to the end of the season, I kind of hoard them all in a basket and then wash them all together. And they're all out on the line. So I put that clip in because that is only some of them. And as I said to some people that were talking to me on Instagram and Facebook, I must have a problem, because guess what I'm going to be doing this afternoon? I'm going to be casting on a new pair of socks, because I haven't actually knitted a pair of socks since my daughter's bunny socks, which she still hasn't got, but she will be getting soon. So yeah. And I just got to have a pair of socks on the needles. I've done really well. But yeah, and it's but I do actually put them in my machine. I'm so lucky. I have a what's called a wool wash. So it's really low temperature. The spin is really low, and it doesn't seem to do any damage. There's commercial yarns as well as what's it called? No, it's not. Dyed yarns as well. So and I just pop them all in and they do the job. But when they were all on the line, and I said to Glenn, I said, I think I've definitely got a problem. I said, because that's not all of them. There's still some in my box up here. Glenn, I think, still had a couple of pairs, and that's not including the ones that I've made and gifted. Obviously, like Rebecca, my friend Debs, she always get a pair every Christmas. And my word, wow. But I don't mind. I really don't care at all. You know what I mean? That's what we do it for, and that's what we do it for. So yeah, so I did that. We've potted around in the garden. We've had a clean out of our wardrobe. Well, it's an alcove with a patchwork curtain over it. Because we're going to be looking out for a second-hand proper wardrobe. Because we're trying to arrange our bedroom so the storage is going to be a lot better, which is going to be really, really helpful. So sorted out the clothes, the ones that obviously don't fit me no more. Yeah, too small, not too large, unfortunately. But hey-oh, don't bother me at all. If I want a bar of chocolate, I'll have a bar of chocolate. That's what I say. So yeah, so you know, we've done that. So I've got 2 bags of stuff, and Glenn sorted out some bits and bobs as well. So we've got 2 bags of stuff in the boot of the car, which I'm taking down to the charity shop tomorrow. So I might just have to pop in if I find anything, because I know there's my lovely friend. She does miss my visits, you know, my trips to the charity shop. I have been going, but I just haven't found anything lately. I think why I found so much last year is because everybody donated, didn't they, when we were all in lockdown. And then, you know, but then again, you know, I have been quite lucky. I have got some clothes, I will say, you know, like my summer shorts and stuff. I always get things like that in the season. But yeah, I might actually have to venture out of town and see what I can find out of town as well. So, and I think that's about it for the week. And obviously lots of crafting. But this week, let's hop into what we're gonna what you're gonna see, shall we? Basically, I have 2 FFOs of my cross stitch. I managed to get the cushions finished, so they're done. I'm thinking I might see, I've got some fabric left, if I could make like teeny little bunting that goes on the dresser. I'll see about that. The gnome mystery long is coming along. We've just this minute before I started recording, there was a ping that the clue 5, I think it is, has come through, so I'll be printing that off, and I've got till Thursday to do that, which is absolutely fine. I've done some spinning, which I'm really, really happy with, because there is progress. That's, you know, the main thing. There is progress. What's everything? Oh, yes. I'm going to show you the progress on my crochet cardi. I am so pleased with the way this is turning out. I really, really am. Let's have a look. Crochet cardi. Oh, yes. And as I said last week, I have been doing some research on getting some cost-effective 4-ply yarn. So I'm going to do a segment on that because, yeah, we'll talk about that later on. Also, yes, I do have a naughty, but, you know, it is research. You know, I research it for you guys, don't I? But it's not yarn. It's not yarn. No, that'll probably be coming Friday. Anyway, and also we have 1, 2, 3. What have you been up to? Now, okay. First of all, let's put those there. Let's go into the cross stitch finishes, shall we? So as you know, I had cross stitched. This was a gift from my lovely friend Colleen. Hi! In Texas. Was it Corrine? Oh wow, I'm ever so sorry. So this is Gathering Berries from Limerous Fibre Arts, and I just did the centerpiece here because, as I say, I wanted it for a cushion for my little rectangular bowl thing. And also I had finished, because I loved this one, this piece here, and I had done the whole of that. I am going to be doing those 2, but definitely that one because I just love that flag. But yeah, that one I have done. But as I say, it's time at the moment. And this is a digital buy off of Etsy from Samplers and Stitches. Absolutely brilliant charts. And so that's the Luminous Fibre Arts. And I made this more like vintage looking. This is the way it is finished by Kathy from Hands On Designs. Basically, you sew all the way around with the 2 together, snip the back, stuff it, and then you bond a web or heat and bond or steamer seam. That's the 3rd one. A little square on the back, or you could do it as a diamond, or you can do any rectangle, anything you like. But that is the stitching. So that is going to sit in the bowl. And I thought I would put that in with the Jubilee because we like in June, we like our strawberries because that's when we have our Wimbledon, don't we? So I thought it all goes together. This one is the Jubilee. It is a bit bigger than I thought it was going to be, but it'll be fine. But these two will definitely fill the bowl. And I've got the little Busby soldiers who guard the palace there. And then on the back, we've got the obviously red and white gingham. I just love gingham. I think it looks so fresh. Bit of thread on there. And I had a piece of that on the back. But yeah, this is the, and I did that in the called for, and I did the other one in the called for thread. It's just one colour. And I can see little bits on the screen. There you go. And I really, really loved making these two. I really, really did. So I am really happy that they're all done. So when I start decorating next month, and I'll say when I got my gnome done, because that's, I ain't telling you. That is going to be a Jubilee gnome. So yeah, but that's it. So yeah, I've got those done. Now, I will say I did have a message from the lovely, lovely Hannah. Now, she has a podcast. It's Hannah's Happy Space. And I tell you what, oh, she's so much fun. She does, you know, the knitting, the crochets, you know, all around her like we all are. And she's friends with the lovely Ruth. Hi, Ruth, from Ruth Loves to Knit, which is also, as you know, I've mentioned her a few times. Oh, I just love watching her too. And Hannah has actually picked up some cross stitch again, and obviously it's like when I because you know I had a lull from cross stitch and then went back to it, and as I say, things had changed dramatically. They really had changed a lot. Anyway, this time she has picked a pattern and she's got some cloth, and she was inquiring about the calculating of the cloth to the count of the you know, the pattern and the threads on the fabric and so on. And so I was going to put a little picture up here. I did do a screensaver. This actually is the one I have used since I got back into the cross stitch, and it's cross stitch fabric calculator. So far, touch wood, I will say, it's been spot on. I normally add 2 inches all the way round. Some add more, some add less. So when you actually putting in the calculator, you put in your count, you put in the size of the pattern, and then it asks you for how much you want to go round. Then you push calculate. So that's where I put my 2 inches. It is American, so luckily it is all in inches, because that's the way I work, being a quilter as well. Yeah, it's I think actually changing that a bit. I think you can change it to centimeters, but I stick with the inches. So yeah, and then basically it just calculates what size fabric you have to cut. So it is really, really good. So when you actually put it into your you know, your app thing to search things for apps, you know, I'm not technical. So you know what I mean. I'm not sure. So App Store, that's the one. It's an App Store, yeah. So if you put into that, so put in cross stitch fabric calculator and look out for this symbol, because that is the one I chose. And I tell you what, it is really, really helpful. It really is. Also, I always start yet again in the centre. I am a centre starter. So I've got a piece of Ada here. So all I do is I fold it. Actually, I should have picked a square, well, a better shape than this. Hang on. That would have helped. Oh, let's get me scissors. Let's cut a piece off. Right, so pretend that's a big piece. So I fold it in half. Then I have a spare needle, and then put the needle through the center square there, and then I start, because you on most patterns, well, every pattern that I've actually seen, you will have a line on the. I can't show you. Right, okay, so you see there you've got an arrow, and then not that one. And then there you'll have an arrow on the other side, and then you join those two arrows, that's better, up in the middle. I just put a little pencil mark, and that is your center stitch. If it's a clean, what I call a clean stitch, is not supposed to be stitched at all, then you just count over the squares, which is how many crosses, you count them over to your to the nearest where it, you know, where it is. Now, another question from Hannah is she has actually brought all the over dyed threads. Now, obviously, as I said, when I was crocheting in the 90s, you had your DMC and your anchor, and there was another one beginning with C, but I can't remember the name of that. But obviously now we're so lucky, we've got all the different cloths, you know, and we've got the different threads and everything. So I've got this down. So these here are obviously my DMCs, right? They're just your plain, you know, basically off the counter. I will say these are they're a lot cheaper than the over dyed. But you know, I am a DMC worker. I do sometimes convert if I've got an anchor. I've got some anchors, but I am more of a DMC girl. And then these here, for instance, no, I don't believe this. I've picked up one that's full of DMCs. Hang on. It would have, wouldn't if I had this right. Right, okay, so these classic Colourworks are known as over dyed. So basically these are the normal DMC threads, but somebody has over dyed them. Basically they've gone over and done their own stuff. So when it comes to these DMC ones, I would say when I've washed anything that I've cross stitched with these, I have never had any leakage, nothing at all. But they can't guarantee with this, you know. So but I'll just try and describe this quickly to you, so Hannah can you know, hopefully understand what I'm trying to talk about. Now, when I actually cast on with cross stitch, I don't think I've got a needle about. I normally do what they call the loop method. So when I've got a DMC, so let's get a strand of this. I get a strand of my DMC, right? And then I start with the loop method where I put it in half like so. And then you have your loop. That's where your needle goes on. And then when you come up and go down for your first stitch, you put your needle in the loop at the back. And it is a lot neater, I will say. And then obviously that then sticks at the back of the of your Ada or your even weave or whatever you're using. Okay. Now with the DMC, I am one of them as well. So I do loop method to start, and I do half across. Say on the pattern it's got like 5 orange, so I'll do 5 half crosses, then go back and do the other 5 whole crosses. Now as long as your crosses all in the same direction from start to finish, it's fine. There isn't a rule on they all have to go that way then that way, because I'm left-handed. For starters, I automatically go the other way, you know. So as long as they're all facing the same way, then absolutely fine. Now, and then that is what I do with all my DMC. Now, when it comes to the over dyed, some follow the rules, some don't. Now, normally what you would do is you'd take 2 single pieces off. Let's see if I can get that off of there. Trust me to pick one that's actually, but this one you'll see, you won't see the other colour, will you? What's that? Right, so basically you just saw I took one out, folded it in half, and that's me. But when it comes to your over dyed, you pick one, that's the top, get it, pick another one, and then because now they are still in the same direction as if they were dyed, okay, and then you will thread that through the needle and have an open at the end. Now when you come up through your Ada, you leave about a piece about that, and then you lay that along the back of the Ada, and then you just go over it. But with over dyed, they just recommend that you do a cross at a time, not half a stitch and then go back, but you do not a row at a time, you do a cross at a time, because then the actual the over dyed thread, because some of them are really variegated, so then you will actually get the variegation of the thread. If you think, well, you know, that is a lot of work, because it does slow you, that does me anyway, slows me down a bit, but some people, even I know my friend Teresa, it doesn't matter what she's using, she always does a cross at a time. So you know what I mean, I think it's just the way that you were taught right from the beginning, to be honest. But if you decide that you want to do the over dyed like you would a DMC or an anchor, you'll get the variegation, but it won't be as much. That is the only difference. That really, really is the only difference. So anyway, Hannah, I hope that has helped, and I hope that's helped anybody else that's thinking about hopping on board with the old cross stitch, because it is fun. I have already kitted up a new one. So one of the hands-on designs is another one that Colleen has sent me from Texas. So yeah, I've got it all kitted up, ready to go downstairs. I haven't even bought a needle anywhere near the cloth. That's just all in the bag, ready downstairs to start, because I have just been so busy that at the end of the day I've just been sitting down and just picking up an easy project. But yeah, so hopefully I will get a couple of stitches in that and get that started. But anyway, Hannah, or anybody else out there, if you've got any more questions about that, then please get in contact. I'll see if I can help the best I can. Okay then, right, so that is your cross stitch. Now we'll go into the spinning, shall we? I can't believe these. Oh, I'm so excited. They're all washed, they're all skeined up, and yeah, I am just so excited. I haven't wrapped them around my gauge yet, so I don't know the thickness of the actual yarn that I've made. But look, isn't that getting better? I am just so chuffed. I know I'm still in the practice stage, and I try and do a little bit a day if I can. I do try and do a little bit, but this was hung out on the line with me socks actually. But yeah, look at that. I am just so pleased with the way that this is coming out now, because I have got my first one. That's up there somewhere, I think. And when you actually look at that and then look at this, there is a difference. There definitely is a difference. And yes, I am really, really excited about this. So yeah, it's getting there. It's getting there. It's not quite as thin as I would like it. I'd like it a little bit thinner, because as you know, for my birthday, my friend Viv got me some actual fibre with nylon to knit some socks. So I would nearly need to get it down to the to that. But yeah, I am so chuffed. But at least there's progress, and I just sit there and I chill out. I have nothing on. Sometimes I'll have a book on from Borrow Box, and I just sit there and I just love the quietness and the experience. It is just so much fun. Okay then, right, so that's the spinning. Trying to think, those fibres were fibres that were gifted as well, so I am using up my gifted fibres, which I am so pleased about. And I also have my red one up there, and if I move you over, you see, there we go, there's my red one, my red and white one, and there's another one. So you can see the difference with that there. Let's see if I can't look at the difference that there to that one there. There is definitely a difference, even my red one. Let me see if I can get that down. Hold on. Oh. There we go, because this is where I hang them. So yeah, here we go. Look at the state of that one. I think that was my first one actually. So that's my first one, and then that's the one that I've done this week, well, last week. So, and then it went to that, and then it went to that. So I'm still improving. There is still some chunky bits, but you know, it's hand spun. I'm not going to get it perfect. This is my last one. So it's definitely improving, isn't it? So this was the one that was done before this. So yeah, I am really, 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 really happy with them, and I keep them on my ring. So I put them on the ring and keep on practicing. So yeah, well chuffed with that. Right, now, wow, this is going to be a bit longer than normal, but anyway, as you know, I have been crocheting my vintage cardigan, which my lovely friend Sarah has got me hooked on. And Sarah, I'm still laughing about our conversation the other. We are a pair, aren't we? 2 peas, they reckon, 2 peas. I think we're past the P station. Oh my gosh, that's too weird. If you could read our messages, you'd be in stitches. You really would, because we are. Right then, okay. So this is, so now I have actually, if I can find it, here it is. I have actually got a picture for you. This is on Ravelry, which is the vintage crochet cardigan or something like that it's called. I haven't actually got it written down on here. It was in a magazine a few years ago over here in the UK, but now you can actually get the pattern on Ravelry, and there is also a hashtag as well. I am enjoying every minute of this. Once I got past the second front, say no more, yeah, but you know, well, yeah, we'll leave it at that, shall we? So let's have a think. I have done the next one I make for myself. I'm definitely going to be making longer, but this will be perfect for wearing with one of my popsies. So let's get this. So that now I've got the front and the two fronts and the back done. And as you see, it's all done in one piece. So like that. And I would have had this first sleeve complete, but my little lad, bless him, decided he wanted mummy cuddles the night before last, and he sat on my lap and sat right on one of the ball of walls. So and I didn't want to disturb him because I'm too soft. So last night when he wanted mummy cuddles, I did actually make sure I had all my wool. So the night before last, I didn't actually get hardly anything done. But this is the progress of the first sleeve, which yet again is done in the round. So you start at the bottom, work your way up. I've nearly finished the increases. I think I've got about 2 left to do. And then you go up a little bit, and then you actually do the cuff. Then it gets sewn in, and then I can actually do the band. Now, I was talking to my friend Viv last week when I popped around to see her for our tea and donuts. We had donuts last week, and and I was saying about the buttons, because I really would like different colour buttons to match the yarn. And now another lady left a comment as well from last week's video saying about making Dorset buttons. Now, I've never made these, so anything new, you know, I'm like anything new. So, and Viv said, I mentioned this to Viv, and Viv went, oh yes, I've made them. She said, when I went with Ellie at Craft House Magic, she says, on her very first retreat, she said, we did a course, a little workshop on, whatchamacallits. Dorset buttons, that's the one. See, I thought it was Dorset. Anyway, so I said, oh, brilliant. I said, what a great idea, because that'll be matching. I ain't got to go out and buy anything, because we're all about that, ain't we? So, yeah, well, I do have to go out and buy some little brass rings, but our pound shop have those in a bag, so even better. And I can pick the size I want, do the colour to match, everything. But anyway, Viv went and got a knitted cardigan from her wardrobe and showed me she's got them on one of hers, and they do really look smart. So I've decided I'm going to go with the Dorset buttons. Give it a go, see if I can do it or not. And if not, I'll just go, Viv, help, SOS. So, right, as you all know, this is what I call my posh one, because I already had this yarn, and I am using the Snuggly Sirdar. Can I ask you a question, actually? Now, this is the first time I've used this. I actually brought this for a wrap to knit with. And obviously, as you can see, I'm using it up. I'm finding it splitty, very splitty. I don't know if that's common with the Sirdar Snuggly. I know it's very soft, obviously, because it is a class as a baby yarn. But anyway, as I said last week, I was going to do some research to see if I could find a 4-ply in a acrylic, say, because we don't mind acrylic here, do we? Not at all, not at all. So find an acrylic in a 4-ply which has got a good price. Now, where's my little book? Now, when it comes to research, there is now these are 100-gram balls, okay? So there is James C. Brett. Now, yeah, I don't mind their yarn at all. Their chunky marble is amazing. Oh my gosh, and I've crocheted loads in that in the past. It is beautiful. They only do 10 shades. But you have 439 meters and it's $1.99 a ball for 100 grams. Then there's the King Cole Big Value. 4-ply again, 410 meters, so it's 29 meters less. There's 8 shades and it's $2.99 a ball. Now, please, if there's anybody out there that watch this, I doubt it, but you never know, that actually is with any of these companies, you know, I have Stylecraft Special do, I think they do a 4-ply value, but I'll have to look into those. You know, please, 4-ply is not just for babies. You know, we adults like our 4-ply as well. So come on, start dyeing up some darker colours. Because them 10 shades of Jane's Brett are all pale blues and pinks and lemons and mints. King Cole were slightly darker, but there's only 8 shades. There was a grey, you know what I mean? Nothing elaborate. But now, you've heard me mention these way, way back in the past. And a lady actually left a comment last week, which actually triggered my brain. Now, there is that, what they call the marriner yarn. It is marriner. I'll put it on the screen for you. And they're from Wales. Now, I have brought their sock yarn in the past. Their DK and all that, you know, balls of yarn. It's lovely quality and it is very, very cost effective, which is what we want. Now, me, thought, well, I'm going to give these a go because they do the most fantastic colour range in 4-ply, right? Darks, lights, you name it, and they've got a good number of 4-ply yarns. They only do them in cones, so we'll get there eventually, right? We really will. I will try and get there eventually. And they're $6.99 a cone. But when you're making like this, and you need all these colours, that $6.90 or $6.95, one of them, is going to mount up half a dozen cardigans in the same colours, just in probably different order. But anyway, so I emailed them. Yes, I did. I emailed them, right? And I said, you know, have you ever thought about doing your brilliant shades of, you know, 4-ply yarn, acrylic yarn in a 100 gram or a 50 gram ball? Because there's lots of us out there that is looking for good colours in 4-ply yarn that is, you know, cost effective, so we can do the crocheted cardigans and knitted jumpers, you know, all in different colours. They got back to me. I didn't expect that at all. I just thought, oh, they're going to think, oh, that she's a Mona. You know? But no, they got back to me. Well, anyway, apparently, I think it was Alison that her name was, said that she was going to put it actually to the director, the board of directors, to see about if there has been any, what was the word she used? You know, any demand, that was it, for the 4-ply yarns to go into 100 grams. So, come on now, email them, right? We need this yarn into 400 gram balls. So anyway, I actually emailed them back yesterday, thanking her for getting back, because, you know what I mean, I didn't expect it at all. Saying, you know, obviously we would be using you if you had these yarns in 100 grams, you know, because you've got the colours. It's the colours that we want. And obviously, that, you know, if there's anything to go with their from their DK yarn, they're way under £2 a ball, you know what I mean? So it would work out a really, really good price. I know I would order some, put it that way. And I suppose, you know, fingers crossed you lot would back me on this one. Anyway, I haven't heard anything back from them yet. So I emailed them yesterday, so you never know, I might hear something back later on. But I'm going to keep you informed about how I go with this marriner yarn, okay? Because, as I say, we need that in 4-ply. If not, as I said, come on, companies, we need 4-ply in adult colours. We really, really do. Even if you know somebody that work for them. Pass it on, pass it on. But if not, you know, email these. You go onto their webpage and you've got contact us. So just contact them, just email them and say, you know, how about doing your cones of 4-ply into balls of wool? You know what I mean? It would be amazing. Absolutely amazing. So yeah, but as I say, as soon as I get anything back, I will definitely, if I hear anything in the week, I will let you know next week definitely what's going to happen. But you know, probably nothing, but we never know, do we? We never know. But I didn't expect it to say board of directors. They want me on the table. Come on, we need 4-ply. Yeah, anyway, as I say, we'll see what happens. Right then, okay, now we are going into, I think that is the craft, because that I have got in my head. I'm going to be designing something in Knitwise, so I can't actually talk about that. Can't show you those because they're for the show. So yeah, I think we are nearly at the wrapping up stage. Okay then, right, so next is, and what have you been up to? Wow, we have 3 this week. Absolutely brilliant. While we're been talking about the cardigan, this is Lynn. Ooh, there we go. There you are, Lynn. Absolutely gorgeous. This is her version of the vintage cardigan. Now, she made this last year, and this is a brilliant idea as well, actually. This is another way of doing a cost thing. Is she actually made this in a cotton yarn, and she did it in a DK rather than the 4-ply, but just made a smaller size. So I think, because there is a tension, as long as your tension works out okay, obviously, as you see, it works out fine. So let's have a look here. So she did it in the DK. There is in a cotton. As I say, she is going to be making a new one, actually in the 4-ply, which I'm really looking forward to seeing. And also, I'd like to say, as a personal, I hope you feel better soon. I really, really do. And thank you ever so much for your email. It really, really has been lovely communicating with you. But look at her cardigan. I just love the colours. I love the way it's been put together. So, Lynn, well done. Well done you. Absolutely brilliant. Okay, now we have Laura. Another crochet. What's the next one, actually? The next one's after that is a knitted. So we've got 2 crochets and a knitted this week. So the lovely Laura, hi Laura, has made this. Now I have made one of these. I've made 2 in DK, and I've actually made one in the chunky as well. Now Attic 24, our lovely Lucy, you all know how much I love her work. If you actually go over to her blog, as I said, with her free patterns down on the sidebar, you can actually click onto what they are. And this is Laura's chunky bag. Now, as I say, I've made, as I say, 2 in DK and 1 in the chunky. Now, but what Laura did, which is really, really clever, she got 2 DKs and for the body of the bag, and crocheted them together at the same time using a 5mm hook. Now, years and years ago, before chunky yarn was chunky yarn, it actually used to be called double, and that's what it was, 2 double knits that made a chunky. And so when it very, very first came out, you never had chunky on the label, you had double. Yeah, and that's the truth, that is. So anyway, and then on the actual flowers and the straps, sorry, I'm reading my details, you have she's just used the 2 same colours together, 2 of them with the 5mm hook, and then on the body 2 different colours. I think it is absolutely beautiful, Laura, and they are such handy bags. They really, really are. And also it's lovely to hear that she's got 2 daughters, and her 2 daughters are make-worthy. So it's absolutely brilliant. One of her daughters wants one of her bags. And the other daughter, they like, you know, they get craft stuff for their birthdays and stuff, just like mine do. So, yeah, well done you. Well done. Absolutely brilliant. I absolutely love that bag. I really, really do. Okay, then, right, now we have Penny. Hi, Penny. Right, now this is George. Isn't he cute? He is so cute. He really, really is. Now, this is a Louise Crowther pattern, and Penny actually got the book for her Christmas present. She made it in Drop's Fable. I knew one week this was going to come up. It actually is, now don't laugh, Teresa, because you normally do. The pattern calls for the sheep, I can't say it. Sheep, that one, yarn. But, you know, we're using what we've got this year, well, probably next year as well. And so, you know, being a sock knitter, Penny did have the drop fables, so she did him in drop fables. I tell you what, he is absolutely smashing. He really, really is. She's not actually a natural toy knitter, she reckons. She normally knits socks, garments, you know, all that kind of stuff as well. But I tell you what, for someone that's not much of a toy knitter, you are really, really good. So, well done you, and welcome George. Absolutely brilliant. Okay then, right, now we actually have 2 naughties, and then we are done, because this is going to be a long one again this week. Right then, so on the Facebook page, you know, when you get those annoying adverts that come up, and then every now and again you think, oh, that was quite interesting, and then it came onto Instagram. This was last week, and it was these new cable needles. I don't know if anybody see these cable needles. Anyway, when I went into it, there was one of it that was in pound size, and there was one in dollars, and they all come from abroad. And I like to try and stick here as much as I possibly can. Well, actually, I do here on everything, to be honest. I don't get anything from abroad. No, I don't. Anyway, so what I did is I Googled what they said that their name was, and it came up with this company, which is actually here in the UK, over at Ipswich Way, and if I remember rightly, and it's called, it's called Atomic Kitting, Designer Beaded Stitch Markers and Knitting Accessories. So that is them. Oh, it's moved me thing. Oh, there you go. If you look there, Atomic Kitten Notions, and that is their website. And they actually had one of these new cable needles. Now the idea is obviously when you're knitting, and then you get your 2 stitches off at the front and the back, and then because that's nice and light and it's not long like a cable needle, it sits at the back, and then you knit whatever, you'll say 2 stitches, put the other 2 stitches back on the needle, and so on, and that's how you do your cable, obviously. But yeah, so I got, what I might do is either see if Glenn can bend that round a little bit more so that isn't as long for me. That's the only thing I would say, is I'd like that a little shorter, or I could actually see if he could snip that off, and then, you know, just, I don't know, I'll get him to do something with it for me. But yeah, so I got the pink one, and I thought, well, while I'm ordering, because I had 2 new colours, I also got a lovely green one. So yeah, so these are actual cable needles. So, you know, rather than going abroad over to America or China or wherever, these are actually here, and they say they do have some, oh, I can't show you that. They do have some more notions, and also they've got a beautiful thing here, so I can't show you. It's got, thank you so much, we hope you enjoy purchasing from Atomic Kitting, and now I have got a discount code to go with my next order, which is for 10%, which is really nice. They both came in each their own little bags. Let's move that out of the way. So, you know, they're very, very nicely wrapped up individually. There is 2 different sizes. I got the 25mm, which is the smaller one, and there is a bigger one. This one is for the rose pink. It's got rose pink, aluminium, spiral, and it's called a spiral cable needle stitch holder. So basically it is for your cables. So there we go. So anybody interested, I haven't tried them yet. I am going to, but as I say, I just want to see if Glenn can make it a little bit shorter or fold that over for me. You know, and then yeah, but I'm really, really happy that I found them over here in the UK. So there we go. I got those to try. Also, as you know, which you can see right there, yeah, I have an all singing and dancing with that awful name of sheepies, that one, wool winder. Now, over the years, I've had 2 plastic ones. One, actually, both are for charity shops, to be honest, not brand new. And eventually, you know what I mean, they spin really, really nice, don't they? Cake up really, really nice at the beginning. And then eventually you see your yarn is dragging a bit, and then this is happening, and then that is happening. And then you don't get the cake that you used to. So that's why I got rid of those two, and I invested in this. Now, oh, Viv did tell me on because she remembered better than I do, on Friday, when I got that, and because I remember him dropping it off, and as at the beginning, yeah, it's fine, you know, caked up, absolutely brilliant. And I will say that I needed another belt band, and trying to find one was a nightmare, and you couldn't actually find one with that company at all. And then the bit that you turn all come apart, and Glenn has actually put it together in a way that it sometimes works and sometimes don't. So, you know, I've got some years out of it, but it weren't cheap, you know, so I'm not actually completely happy with that company. I really, really ain't, you know. But I was doing yet again the old research, as you do. And as you know, I love things that are historical. I really, really do. You know, the way that they were done to me is better than anything. It's apart from, you know, away from what happens these days, put it that way. So now I hope I get this right. It is called, I've ordered this. Oh, it's not what I've got in my head, because that's something completely different. Oh, what are these called? Oh, I'll have to write it. I'll have to write it on the screen, because I know it is a funny name. And yeah. But anyway, and after doing the what's it called, the pull through ball thing, yeah, one of them for my gnome, and I thought, oh, there's got to be an easier way. So anyway, I actually googled the name of this thing, and I can't remember it, which is going to really annoy me, to see if there was anywhere locally that actually made these. Now I know that knitpro do them, and they were under or just about £10. But you know, knitpro are a big company, you know, and that, so I thought, oh no, I'll see if I can find something a little bit more smaller. So anyway, this company popped up, and it was from Etsy, on Etsy. And the brilliant thing about this is that this is actually turned on one of those machines that they do by foot. You know, there's no no electric, no nothing. So it's an old wood turning machine, and it is actually grown and handmade UK. So I've got the label there, and there's a picture of, there you go, the guy who's actually turning. And I've brought, as I said, I can't remember the name, I'll put it there again, one of those. So basically what Viv and I were doing is, so you put it on your yarn here, I think. I haven't even worked it yet, I've got to have a go. And then you turn this and then wrap it round. It's not easy being left-handed, is it? Like that, anyway. Yeah, well, I'll YouTube what I've got to do with it. But this is how they used to make their cakes, or a middle ball, you know, where you pull your yarn from the middle of the ball of wool. So, but you can make cakes, but you could even see, look, where that was actually turned. Oh, it's beautiful. It's actually been, this is the cherry wood. There was a choice of 2 woods, and I chose the cherry. And it's actually, this yarn winder is made from cherry wood from Golden Hill Wood, Monmouthshire. Is wrap 15 cent. Oh, it tells me here what to do. So there you go. Look, this winder is polished with a food grade greased grape seed oil and beeswax finish, and can be re-oiled with any food safe oil. So it's everything with it is natural, everything. And it's got here natural oil finish, easy to clean, from local woods, managed for wildlife, handmade with traditional craft tools. And there is the picture inside of the craft tools. This was £15 with postage free. So it swings and roundabouts, in my opinion. So yeah, you could get a knitpro one the price, but by the time you put on your postage so knitpro can be got in a lot of big companies, obviously, you know, because a lot of big companies deal with them. But as I said, by the time you've added on your postage, I would personally rather back a little company on Etsy, and I know that this has been turned by hand in a forest or a wood, from wood that is not being taken down to harm any wildlife whatsoever, and it's all done naturally. I am really, really happy with it. I really am. It's so tactile. Oh, it's gorgeous. I'm hoping to have a bit of a play. And we'll see next week. Shall we do if I have a cake? Because you can apparently do a ball on these, and you can also wind the yarn in a certain way where you can get a cake. But we'll see. We'll see. If not, I'll just have a lot of pool. What's it called? It's a pool. It's not a pool ball yarn, is it? A pool ball. Anyway, it's one of them balls that you pull out the middle, basically. Middle pool ball. Oh, I don't know. I'll get it. But anyway, I am going to have a play with this, and I am going to see if I can actually do it. If so, I will be doing everything with this. I really would, because I can see I can still put my yarn skeins on my Swift and take it off of there like that. So that'll be absolutely brilliant. But traditional, made in a traditional way, harming nothing, and wow, can't really ask for no more. So it's grownandmade.co.uk. But as I say, I got mine off Etsy, and look at the little picture. It's a little mouse. Absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Right then, look, we're over 50 minutes. I've been sitting here chatting for nearly an hour. So right, last thing is, just quickly, a couple of weeks ago, and I did forget to mention it last week, a lovely viewer noticed that I've got a tattoo. Well, I've got two, but this is the one that's obviously on show. The other one was done years and years and years ago, and she wondered what it was. Right, now this I had done last year when we came out of the second lockdown. And if I actually go, let me see if I can stand up. Ooh, go like that. What it is it looks like there's a needle and thread, and it looks like it's going through my arm, with being a sewer and everything else. And I thought, well, that is absolutely appropriate for everything I do, because even when it comes to knitting and crochet, we have to sewing our ends. So it's all connected. So that's basically what it is. So yeah. Yeah, that's the tattoo. But I am hoping to, when I get one on this arm, it won't be yet. I've got to save up for that. But yeah, so we'll see what happens there. But I don't know what I'm going to have either, so I'll have to think of something. Okay then, right, so I think that is everything. I don't believe this one is going to be nearly an hour long, but you know, so it'll be grab a cup of tea, really, won't it? I should have said that at the beginning, shouldn't I? Typical me, always at the end, always at the end. So yeah, so I am going to be back on Friday. Well, if I'm not actually uploading on Friday, it will definitely be Saturday. So, but there will be something to upload. I'm not saying no more, but there will be some research involved. But we've got to be good. No, we haven't. So yeah, so hopefully I'll be able to get the yarn for the second crocheted cardigan. We'll see. So I'm going to edit this while it's uploading. I'll make myself a lovely cup of tea, and then I'm going to get some socks on the needles, because I am just missing my socks. I have just got to knit some socks. Oh dear. So, and that's easy for a while at the moment with what's going on in the background. Okay then, right, so I am going to love you and leave you all, and please, as always, take care, stay safe, and happy crafting. Bye.